Hello everyone, on this video we are going to finish this project. We have here the application like we left on the previous video. If you didn't watch that video, you can find the link in the description, so let's continue. So first go to this file and add this package. Make sure that the space is right, like this. And now add a new file inside the widget. This file is called widget chart.dart. We can go now to the historical price widget, this one, and put this text inside a column and add here below the historical value text the historical chart. This is the widget that we are going to create, and pass the snapshot dot data, that is the historical data. Okay, now let's create this widget. Go here and create the historical chart class. And now we can import this. Let's add the constructor with the data. So have here final, because it's a stateless widget, the fields must be final. It's the type historical price and the name data. Let's create the constructor. So this dot data, like this, save it. Now replace this container with a linear chart. And import this. And now pass this method that we are going to create. Now create the method. It returns an line chart data, and it's called get data chart. I'm creating a data to obtain the data because I like to keep everything separate, and this way is easier to read and understand the code. Here inside the method, create the variable bpi, that is data.bpi. A list of doubles, and the name values list, and it's equal to an empty list. And now bpi dot for each to interact inside this list. And here receive a key and the value, and adds the value to the value list. Like this. Okay, now we should return a line chart data with titles data as fl titles data, and here put show as true. This is to show the titles, and the bottom title as side titles, and inside the side titles put the parameter show titles as true as well, and a reserve size 22. And if you want to follow the code I'll simply download it. You can find a link in the description to my website, and there you can find a link to the repository and text styles, and we can return here text style with colors dot white, font size 12, and get titles, and here it takes the index and it returns index.toString. Put it as placeholder, and then I will change to the right text. And now here put border data with the FL border data, and inside put show as true, and the border from all sides, and the color const color, and here put this one. Okay, you can put another one if you want. I will place this. Okay, and now the width 1. Add also in the minimum x as 0 and the maximum x as bpi dot length. And then to double -1, because we are working with the index, and the minimum y as the minimum value, and -5% to give a vertical gap in the graph. Change here this, and import here this library. Maximum y is the same thing but the max, so reduce and max, and multiply by 1.05 to give upper 5%. Add the data, so line bar data, and pass the line chart bar data. These widgets are all from the package we added in the beginning of this video, and let's now create a method to supply the bar support. So the name is get bar supports, and it receives a list of doubles. Call value. Here, create a list of FL spot, call FL spot list, and put it as empty list, and then create a for loop that starts at 0, goes to values dot length, and I++. And inside this for loop add the item. So FL spot I to the row. There is other ways to create the list, I know that, but to make it simple to explain, I will put it here with a for loop, and here return this list. In sports, call this method and pass the value list. Put is curve as true. The colors, let's create here the colors here inside this file because it's not shared. So const list of color, call gradient colors, so list with colors dot orange, and colors dot yellow. Here the colors pass the gradient colors we just created, and add the parameter bar width, you can see here, and put it as 5. Stroke capron, put it as true, and the dot data as fl dot data will show as true because we want to add the dots in the graph. You can play with these parameters and see what appears in the application. And below bar data as bar area data, show as true as well, and the colors, gradient colors that map, and it takes the colors and it returns colors dot with opacity 0.5 to list. This because we want some transparency in the graph. I'm going to show you. You can see here the transparency, and now let's organize this, but we can see how it's looking for now. So go to historical price widget and add here a padding, with from LTRB, put 8, 20, 40 and 8, and inside the column main axis alignment as main axis alignment center, and the cross axis alignment as cross axis alignment stretch. Let's check, and you can see it's looking better. Let's continue. Here change this to make it center, so go here and place inside the padding, change this and put here 40, 0, 0 and 8. Let's check. and you can see it's looking better. The title, let's change this now. This is the index we gave, but we should change. Go here, and instead of index, if index equals to 0, so if it's the first item, or if it is the middle item, so dpi.length divided by 2, or if it is the last item, because we only want to display 3 titles, one at the beginning, another in the middle, and another one in the end. Else, if this is other index, we should not change the title, but we can create here the key to make it more clear. So bpi.keys.element at index.toInt, and like I said, if it is at the beginning or at the middle or at the end, we should display this key, else show empty string. And double equal here. Okay, save it, let's check it. And you can see here. And you can see also here the dots, we can scroll. Now let's change the titles here, these ones on the left. So I here left titles and put it as side titles, and inside put show titles as true, and the interval as 2000. And the style, it takes the value and returns a text style. And inside text style, change the color, put it as colors.white, change the font size to 12, and change the reserve size, and change the margin. Put the reserve size as 40 and the margin as 8. Get titles. Takes the value and it returns a string with $sign values not toInt, because I want the run number. And it's value, not values. Okay, save it and let's check. And you can see here, let's just give it here some margin, but it's looking fine. So here add margin 8. Let's check, and it's looking better. So we finished this series. Thanks guys for watching, and like I said, you can have access to the code following the link in the description. Don't forget to subscribe and press the like button. See you in the next video.